and welcome to your practice. So hips can be a little elevated. You can even be sitting in a chair for this. And you can gently close your eyes or gaze towards the floor. And just take a minute here to check in. So checking in with your breath, checking in with your body. How are you feeling this afternoon, evening? And then begin to smooth out your breath. So the breath is moving in and out of the nose if you can. And start to take what we call samavriti, which is equal wave breath. So maybe a 3 or 4 count inhale, and then the same count as you exhale. So no pauses, no jerks, same count as you inhale and exhale. We'll take about 3 to 5 or so breaths just like that. Last breath here. You can, of course, continue the counting if you would like. And you can keep the eyes closed or gently open them, your choice. And on your next breath in, sweep the arms wide enough overhead, touch the sky. And as you exhale, press the palms down and away from you. So take that 2 more times. Inhale, Samavriti, and exhale. And then last one, inhale, and exhale. So this time, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then right fingertips spider off to the right side of your mat. And inhale and exhale, side bend to your right. This bottom elbow can be bent or straight, your choice. And gaze where is most comfortable for your neck. And then we'll inhale, come on back up, reach both arms up, and then side bend to your left. So lift up and over. This right hip presses down as you reach up through that right arm. Nice. And then we'll inhale, come back to center and take a twist to the right. So release your arms down, take a little twist. And maybe as you inhale, you release the twist a little bit. And as you exhale, use your belly, draw your belly in to come into the twist. So a little inhale for a count of 3 or 4, and then exhale, twist, count of 3 or 4. Last one like that. And then we come back to center. When you're ready, reach up, elongate through the spine, and twist towards your left. Release your hands. And again, as you inhale, just release the twist just slightly. And then as you exhale, use your belly muscles, your back muscles to come into your twist. So in and out, just like that, a couple times. And then come back to center, reach the arms up. And then spider your fingertips in front of your shin, start to walk the heart, the arms forward any amount. Doesn't have to be very deep, we're just starting out. And again, let the back of your neck be long. Deep breath in and full breath out. Deep breath in, elongate to the top of your head, and a full breath out as you sink into the hips. Nice. Come on back up, walk your hands back towards you. And we'll lengthen the legs out in front of us. So we'll take a little abbreviated form of Pavanmuktasana. It's kind of a joint love practice, love for your joints practice. So let your legs come out long. The knees can be bent or straight. Feet can be wide or closer together. And we'll just come back onto our hand here. So come back onto the hands, sit back. You can let the shoulders shrug a little bit. And we'll just move the toes. So the rest of the foot stays nice and stable. So inhale, draw the toes back towards you, spread your toes. And as you exhale, curl your toes in. So inhale, draw the toes back, pull them back, and then exhale, curl them in. So keep going. This is a great time again to practice that samavriti, that equal wave breath. In for 3 or 4 and out for 3 or 4. This time we'll add the entire foot. So inhale, draw the entire foot back towards you, flex the ankle, and then exhale, press the bottom of the feet down, curl your toes. Inhale, draw the feet, spread the toes towards you, and then exhale, press the feet down. And then keep going. Last one here. And then release, go ahead and sit up, let your arms rest by your sides, palms can face up. And just take a moment to notice how the toes feel, the feet feel, ankles. Nice. And then from here, we'll draw the right knee in towards us. And you're going to find a way to get towards your foot, right? So that may be wrapping around the knee, that may be wrapping around the shin. It may be sitting up in a chair, okay? You may even lay down and do this one. Okay, so I'm going to wrap around my shin. I'm going to interlace my left fingers between my right toes. So get them in there as much as you can. Okay, take a hold of the ball of the foot with the hand and then start to crank through the ankle in one direction. So again, you could be laying down for this one. You could be sitting in a chair, kind of taking a figure 4 position, ankle crossed over the thigh. Okay, and then switch directions. So we just want to get some movement in the ankle. We're not using our foot muscles here. We're using our arms to move the foot. And then come back to center, spread the toes with the fingers and release. So grab behind your right thigh, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, draw the knee towards you, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, slowly press that right foot away from you. So inhale, draw the knee towards you, sit up tall. Exhale, press the foot away. So like you're resisting a heavy weight. Exhale, press. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, pull the shoulders back, and then exhale to press. Last one. Inhale and exhale. So this time we'll draw the knee in, breathe in, inhale, keep sipping in the air. So keep sipping in, not holding the breath, keep sipping in the air. And then when you need to exhale, exhale forcefully and flick the foot. Hold the breath out as you lower the foot to the floor. Let's try it again. Inhale, draw the knee in. Keep inhaling, keep inhaling. Exhale, flick. Hold the breath out as you slowly lower the foot. Let's take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, flick. Hold the breath out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, flick. And hold the breath out. Come back on your hands. You can close the eyes, let the legs be soft, and just take a moment to notice any difference between the right and the left leg. So we work the right leg a little bit. Take a moment to notice the hip socket, the knee, the ankle, the toes. And then we'll sit up nice and tall again. Draw that right knee in and let it fall out to the side. So kind of like a seated tree pose. The foot can be high on the left leg or low. Doesn't really matter. And the knee doesn't need to touch the floor. You're going to turn to face that bent knee. Hug around the knee with the hands. And you're using your hands to bounce that knee. So we're not using the leg muscles. We're using the hands to bounce the knee. And just getting a little bit of sensation or movement in the hip socket here. And these bounces can be fairly slow and steady, or they can be pretty vigorous. So your choice depending on how you're feeling today. And we do want to sit up pretty nice and tall so the breath can still be easy. Last few moments here, just letting that knee bounce in the hand. And then release. Again, sit back for a moment, take an inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. And we'll take the other side. So again, we're coming to the ankle cranks. So sitting in a chair, laying down, or seated, your choice. Get a hold of that foot by interlacing the right fingers between the toes. Okay, hold on to the ball of the foot and we'll start to move the ankle in one direction. Again, sitting up nice and tall. So we're using the back muscles, the shoulder blades to sit up tall. You can make slow circles, slow and methodical, or a little bit more vigorous. Switch directions when it makes sense. You can change the speed too, just kind of notice what speed you prefer today. And then pause, spread the toes with the fingers and bring and release the toes. Bring the hands behind that left thigh, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, draw that left knee towards you. Exhale, flex the foot and press the foot away. So inhale and exhale, push. And again, imagining you have this heavy weight that you're pressing against. Last couple rounds. Getting into all the major joints. Last round like this. And then we'll take that sipping of air. So sip in through the nose, keep sipping in the air, pull the knee in, pull the knee in. Exhale strongly, flick the foot and hold the breath out as you lower. Okay, we'll keep going. So inhale, draw in. When you're ready, you'll exhale and flick. Hold the breath out as you lower. Go on 2 more times. And when you exhale and flick the foot the next time, trying to still the mind in that pause of breath. Last one. Nice. When you're ready, there's no rush. We'll sit back on the hands. You can close the eyes. And again, feel the hip sockets, the knee joints, the ankle joints, the toes. What is the difference, similarities between right and left side? Just of interest. We'll sit up nice and tall and take those bounces. So draw the left knee in, let it fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall, turn towards that knee. You may notice that there's a difference in the height of the knee from side to side. That's natural. And we'll start to bounce that knee using the arm muscles. So not letting the leg just be as relaxed as we can. If this left knee happens to come to the floor, you can press from the top of the knee or the inner knee, if you will, and press down. But if it's off of the floor, we don't want to force. We want to support the joint or support the legs here rather than forcing them into a certain position. A couple more seconds here. Vigorous bouncing or slow and steady. And then release, let the legs come long, go ahead and shake them out. And then cross one shin in front of the other, doesn't matter which. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Bring the arms out in front of you. So we'll work on the upper body now, warming up through the joints, releasing any tension in the arms, the fingers, the hands. Inhale, spread the fingers wide. And as you exhale, curl the fingers around the thumbs. So inhale, spread the fingers wide, soften the shoulders and the elbows. And then exhale, curl the fingers around the thumbs. And then keep going just like this. So you can keep this at that Samavritti, following that equal wave of breath. you can start to speed up the breath and speed up the movement. It's a little bit more invigorating. So if you're looking for more of a relaxing practice, you may want to stick with the steady and slow. Okay. But if you'd like to speed it up, kind of looks and sounds like this. Few more seconds here, few more rounds, whether you're going fast or nice and slow. Spread the fingers wide and then turn the palms to face the sky. Inhale, lift the heart, and then exhale, curl the fingers into the shoulders, tuck your chin. So inhale, release the hands forward, stretch the arms, lift the chin. Exhale, curl the fingers in, tuck your chin. Okay, back to that equal wave of breath as you inhale and exhale. Let's take this just a couple more rounds. And then leave the fingers on the shoulders, lift the chin level with the floor. And as you inhale again, lift the elbows towards the sky, bring the elbows back and down, exhale. Inhale, elbows come forward and up. Exhale, elbows go back and down. So you can keep this pretty isolated in the shoulder blades and the arms. If you'd like to start to add the upper back and the head, feel free to naturally let that happen. So your choice, how much of the body you'd like to get involved with this movement. And then switch directions when it makes sense. Nice and easy in the breath. Little popping in my shoulders today. Nice. And then release. Bring the arms wide and up overhead. Exhale, soften the shoulders. And then we'll inhale, sip in the air, just like we did when we were working with the legs. So keep inhaling, keep inhaling. And then when you need to exhale, exhale through the mouth and just let the arms drop and land. Take a breath in softly, breath out softly. And let's do that again. So inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Keep inhaling, keep lengthening. And when you need to exhale, just let the exhale go, let the hands drop. And then you inhale softly and exhale softly. Let's take that one more time. So inhale, reach the arms up, keep inhaling. Sit bones press down as you reach to the top of the head and the arms. And when you need to exhale, exhale and let the arms drop and let them land wherever they land. Inhale and exhale smoothly. We'll blink the eyes open and come onto hands and knees. So we've warmed up through all of the joints here, most of them, all of the major joints. So notice how this cat-cow kind of comes along now, how it feels maybe different. So as you inhale, lift the heart, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, press into your hands and round your spine. Just a couple times like this. So inhale smoothly, exhale smoothly. Last round here. And then we'll come back to center. Make sure you have some space behind you to stretch your right leg back, toes on the floor. So that right leg's nice and long, the right glute is engaged. Breath into your hands. And then maybe you reach your left arm alongside your ear or alongside your face, thumb facing the sky. Belly is engaged. Maybe you lift that right leg, and it doesn't have to be in line with the hip. It can be lower, it can be a little higher. Maybe you take the elbow to the knee underneath you and round the spine. So lots of choices here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stay, or draw the elbow in towards the knee. Let's take that 2 more times. So a little spinal balance here. Last round, you're welcome to plant the hand or the foot down at any time. And release. Go ahead and shake out that right hand if it got to you a little bit like it did to me. And then stretch your left leg long, toes on the floor. So press into the toes and the hands. And then steady gaze as you reach that right arm out ahead of you, thumb faces the sky. Draw the belly in, the ribs in just slightly. And then maybe you lift that left leg. You might look underneath you, make sure that the toes are facing the floor, they're not turning out any kind of wonky way. And again, you can stay here, you can draw the knee into the chest or knee into the elbow. And if you're moving in and out, take that about 4 times. Again, a great time to practice Samavriti. Smooth out the breath and the movement. Last one for me, I think. And then release. Press the hips back to child's pose. So the knees can be wide or the knees can be close, your choice. Torso can be a little lifted or you can lower towards the floor. So come back to your steady breath. You might even be able to direct your breath into the back body, the low back, mid back, upper back. And then come on back up to hands and knees when you're ready. We'll step the right foot forward outside of the right hand. So we give ourselves a little space. And as we inhale, reach your heart forward, sink your hips forward. And as you exhale, slide the hips back, tuck your chin. Okay? And stay here with your hands grounded if that's what you're interested in today. You're welcome to lift the torso, bring the hands to the front knee. You're welcome to release the hands to the heart for a little more balance challenge. Not so concerned about lifting the torso or having the hands on the floor, more concerned about having a nice smooth movement through the joints. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back to the floor and step that right knee back underneath the hip. Take a moment. And we'll step the left foot forward, just outside the left hand. Find your steadiness in the knee and the foot. Inhale, reach your heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, move the hips back. Just kind of testing it out here. And then if you'd like to challenge the balance a little bit, maybe you release the hands to the front thigh here. Not putting too much pressure on that front thigh, especially when you straighten that front leg. We don't want to overextend in the joints. Maybe you bring the hands to the heart. Nice. And then let's come back to the tabletop pose here. Walk your hands forward just a handprint and we'll tuck the toes if you'd like. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And I'll invite you as I remove some of the dog hair on my mat to keep the knees a little bit bent today. Maybe that allows you to get some length in the low back. And then feel free to bend one knee a little more than the other, kind of pedal the feet here. You can shake the head yes and no. Come back to center, start to walk the hands back towards your feet into forward fold. Again, my knees are nice and soft. Bend the knees a lot, press into your feet and start to round up your spine. So pull up on the belly to lift you up to mountain pose at the back of your mat. And from here, we'll simply take a walk forward. Right. So simple, nothing too fancy here, but very effective. We'll inhale, sweep the arms wide and up overhead. Soften the knees and forward fold. Hands to the shins, lift halfway, and then release into your forward fold. Inhale, unhinge from your hips. So squeeze the shoulder blades on your back, reach the arms up, and then hands come to heart center and down by your side. Reach the arms up, inhale, press into the heel. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Lift halfway, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and then forward fold, release. Unhinge, rise to stand, touch the sky, and hands heart center. So go at your own pace. We'll take this one more time. And our goal here is simply to move with our breath. Get a little bit of movement in all the joints today. When you've come back to mountain pose, take a moment here. Notice if you're locking out the knees, can you soften them? Nice. And then from here, inhale, sweep the arms wide and up overhead again. We're gonna stay standing. As you exhale, twist towards your right, reach the arms out to a T in line with the shoulders. So hips stay fairly facing forward. And then as you inhale, come back through center, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist towards your left and reach the arms wide. We'll take that one more time to each side. So inhale, tall mountain, press into the feet. Exhale, turn your shoulders and your arms. One more time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center, hands to the heart, and take a step back with your right foot into a lunge. So this can be the hips can be lifted or a little bit lower, your choice. And this back heel can come down if you'd like it to. Okay, but back leg is strong either way. And then we'll take those twists in this kind of balanced posture. So inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist towards your right. Notice what happens in the balance. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist towards your left. Inhale, come back to center. And then hands come to heart, step up, mountain pose. Take a moment here. And then step the left foot back. Come into your lunge, so kind of adjust your stance, wiggle the feet around till you find some balance. And then again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist towards your left. And notice how the body, the ankles, the feet compensate. Inhale, come back to center, press into the feet. Exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale, come back to center. And then hands to heart, step up, mountain pose. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips to shin, lift halfway. Again, squeeze the back muscles. And then release the hands to the floor, step back to table or downward facing dog. So your choice there. And just take a moment here. Come back to your breath. So nice long spine, nice long side body from armpits to hips here. And then again, we'll walk our hands back towards our feet into a forward fold. Lift your hips high, head low. And take a moment just to ragdoll. So you can grab opposite elbows. You can let the hands graze the floor or come to the shins. And then release the hands. So your choice, you can unhinge with a tall spine or round up the spine, your choice. We'll come back to mountain pose. Nice. Stepping towards the middle of our mats. Hands come to the heart. Inhale here, lift up a little taller, and exhale, press into the heels. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, touch the sky. And then hands come to heart center as you take a little step back with your right foot. So like you're on your toes here. So one long line from my back toes up through the top of my head. Inhale and exhale. As you start to lean forward, lift that back leg, flex the foot, like you're pressing close that heavy door that we did in Pavanuktasana. So lots of choices here. You can stay a little bit more upright. You can start to lower the torso and lift that back leg a little higher. And let yourself wobble and sway. The arms can do whatever they need to do. Watch how the body adjusts. And then squeeze the back muscles to lift you back up. Mountain pose. And shake it out. We'll take the other side. So simple transitions today. Step the left toes back, just letting the toes touch the floor. And feel that nice length along the back body and the front body. And then we begin to hinge forward from that right hip. And lift the back leg any amount. So you can play around with the depth of your pose here, the depth of your hinge, I should say. You can play around with your arms. Do you want them forward, out to the sides? Notice how your breath can stay smooth as possible. And then when you're ready, unhinge, come on back up and release. Turn to the wide edge of your mat. You're going to step the feet nice and wide. And as we inhale, we sweep the arms wide and up overhead. So take up lots of space. So 5-pointed star. Exhale, navel to the spine. Okay. So inhale, press into the feet, reach the arms wide, stretch in all directions. And then exhale, draw the navel in, squeeze the inner thighs. Beautiful. One more. Inhale. So not much happening on the outside, but a lot happening on the inside. Exhale, draw in. Okay. This time, inhale, stretch wide. And then exhale, simply side bend to your right. So this right hand can come anywhere along the right leg, but you're lifting up through that top hand, okay? And the toes face forward. So we know that this is kind of a variation of triangle pose, right? So the depth of the bottom arm doesn't really matter, okay? We want to feel like we're pressing down into the feet and equally reaching up through the top hand. Nice. And then come on up, unhinge, arms to a T. And then let's side bend the other direction. So side bending here. Find support, hand on the leg. Press down to reach up. And I'm looking up today, but you might look down or out to the side. Do what's best for your neck and allows you to breathe freely. And again, it doesn't look like maybe much is happening on the outside, but there's a lot going on inside. We're pressing down into our feet. We're squeezing our inner thighs and low belly. We're lifting up through the heart and the top hand. And we're trying to remember to breathe through all of it. Press down to reach up. Come on, back up. Reach the arms up and wide. Star pose. And then hands to your hips. You can bend the knees. You can heel toe or hop the feet together. And we'll come back to the top of our mats. Take a moment here to find your feet and your steady breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, soften your knees. Lift halfway, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog or tabletop pose. Press the hips back, press into your hands. And then gently, slowly release the knees down and we'll press back into child's pose. So take a moment here again to notice how you're feeling. About 3/4 of the way through practice, finishing up here. Notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of your practice, how the breath is doing, quality of your mind. And then from here, we'll come up to seated. And we'll go ahead and lay down onto our backs. So laying down onto our back here. As Baxter licks his feet. Stop that. Stop. Hey, please. Okay. So laying down onto our backs. We're just going to take one bridge pose here. So it's your choice whether you move in and out of bridge pose if you still need some more movement or if you'd like to stay. Okay, so heels close to your bum, arms down by your sides or grabbing onto the edges of your mat. Exhale, navel draws in, and as you inhale, press into the feet and the shoulders and lift your hips. And again, you might stay here and focus on steady breath, steady engagement in the muscles. You might move in and out of the pose. So about 5 breaths or 5 repetitions. And when you feel complete, again, there's no rush, but when you're done, go ahead and start to lower vertebra by vertebra, the hips to the floor. And let the feet come as wide as your mat. Arms can come away from the body. And let the knees gently sway from side to side. So go slower than you want to go. And then the next time the knees sway to the right, go ahead and let them stay. And for today, we're going to reach the arms up and overhead. Hit anything above me? Reach the arms up and overhead. And then reach through that left arm. And then squeeze your left butt cheek. So you feel that stretch maybe in the front of the hip. So imagine that you want to move your left knee away from your left fingertips. You want to stretch longer in the left side. And then release. You can bring the arms down if you want or keep them up overhead, but let the knees sway over to the left. And again, squeeze your right glute, right? So the hip kind of presses forward a little bit. Reach through your right arm and reach that right knee away towards the back of your mat. Okay, so hopefully we get a nice stretch along the entire right side of the body here. Nice, and then we come back to center, release the arms down. Bring your feet to about hip distance apart if they weren't already, and then draw your knees into your chest. And there's a gentle rock from side to side, or you can make some circles on the low back in one direction and then the other. And then coming back to center, hands are cupped around their respective knees. As you exhale, draw the knees towards you, bend the elbows. And as you inhale, let the knees fall away from you, straighten the elbows. So a little massage for the low back here, the sacrum. And here, any other stretches or postures you'd like to do here, you can continue with this movement or take another posture of your own the next minute or so, just to start to wind down here. So just some free movement or a stretch of your own. Last 20 seconds or so here. And then we'll begin to make our way towards our final relaxation. So you have your favorite position for relaxation. So go ahead and start to move there now. We'll take about 90 seconds or so to grab an extra layer, to turn down the lights, to get yourself comfortable. So as you get yourself uh, settled and comfortable, you may already be in your position of choice. Notice if you need to make any little wiggles or fidgets to make yourself even 10% more supported or at ease. Notice the temperature if you need to um, shed a layer or add a layer to keep that warmth in. And then once you settle in, begin to take in sounds around you. And as the body begins to still, allow sounds to float in and out of your awareness here. And then those sounds begin to fade into the background as you come to your body on your mat, in your space, and your breath within your body. And without changing the breath in any way, we begin at the count of 10, as we have in the past few practices, maybe. And with every exhale, we count back one. So from 10 to 1. And if you lose count or happen to make it to 1, simply begin again. But again, the breath is effortless and the mind rests in that count. And wherever you are in your counting, let that go. And with each exhale, feel a letting go of any residual tension or grip in the body, places you know you hold tension, and maybe the places you've discovered in our short time resting here. Every exhale, there's a letting go. And then finally, release all mental effort now. And for the next 2 minutes, allow the body to rest, the mind to rest, and let the breath be effortless. And the mind will wander, that's fine. You may need to wiggle or fidget, that's fine. We simply consistently come back to effortless breath and rest. And notice as you start to come back when your breath begins to deepen. And then bring that energy towards the fingers and the toes. Taking your time to move in small ways to start. Maybe stretch a little bit bigger as you start to awaken. Taking your time to move onto one side and allow your body to be cradled, supported by the earth beneath you. As we offer gratitude to our mind, our body, our breath for our practice today, and gratitude for the ability to practice together. When you're ready, making your way to a nice tall seat once again. And as you're making your way to a comfortable seat, there's a book called Living Your Yoga. It's by Judith Hanson Lasater. And in the email newsletter that I sent out, is talking about consistency in practice and how at least mine in many ways has been upended, but there have been some consistencies uh, trying to get back to. She tells a story that several years ago, I met a woman who told me that she had begun to meditate for 5 minutes every morning. My initial reaction was judgmental. What a joke, I thought. How could 5 minutes make any difference? In truth, she had a realistic and balanced attitude about her life and her practice. She had declared her intention, and she lived her commitment to meditate every day. She interpreted discipline as doing what was possible with consistency. I had interpreted discipline as quantity. I realized that I thought 2 hours of yoga practice indicated a disciplined life, whereas 5 minutes did not. In time, however, I came to realize her wisdom. Do what you can and do it fully. As we bring our hands together at our hearts, thank you for your consistent practice over these weeks and months and years. And may our practice together benefit those around us. Namaste. And return as you're ready. Thank you, ladies.
Hey, Baxter knew when to wag his